Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Freedom Friday with Cruise Beyond Limits. I am solo today. If you are tuning in anywhere on the interwebs, please let me know where you're tuning in from. Where are you at in the world? I'd love to hear from you. And what are you celebrating here today on this fine Friday? Welcome to Freedom Friday, where I come live every Friday. And sometimes I bring on some special guests to talk about what freedom in our life means. And this conversation came about as an entrepreneur. I've been collaborating and communicating with several other entrepreneurs. And what I've found is that our lines are kind of blurred, especially since COVID. Working from home, traveling, starting a business, building a business, scaling a business, trying to navigate all the pressures of life, navigating family, friends, parties, networking, all the things. It's a challenge, right? And so sometimes these lines of what we call work-life balance can get a little bit blurred. Hi, Dalia. Oh, that's such a beautiful name. Great to have you here. Oceanside, California. It is Friday. Yes. Please engage in the comments. And if you are catching this on replay, make sure you say hashtag replay. I will be connecting with you afterwards, and I will address any questions or concerns that you have. So make sure you post in the chat. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Freedom Friday came about because we have these blurred lines. I'm not going to sing, I promise. But sometimes we don't give ourselves enough time to take breaks. So Freedom Friday came about where I was like, well, what if we time blocked? What if we blocked off a whole day on Friday, or maybe a half a day, or maybe just starting with an hour to create some more freedom in our life? Maybe some freedom in our schedule, maybe some freedom to be able to focus on our finances, or focus on just cleaning up the things in our life and in our business, and in our household, maybe, and in our family, to be able to go into the weekend feeling re-energized and not so depleted. And so this really came about a couple months ago, and I was talking with some people, and I was like, well, what is freedom, and why? What are we working for, especially as entrepreneurs? So what is it that you are going after? I want freedom. I want freedom. Okay, so what are we doing to actually create that freedom? And so I've kind of unpeeled the layers, and I love talking about this because what I've been able to do over the last almost 6 years now in business, I've been building an online business since 2017. And it wasn't until COVID hit when I had friends that called me. They knew that I had been teaching these boot camps, trying to build an online brand since 2017 for almost 3 years. So when all the gyms shut down during COVID on March 17th of 2020, I had a friend who said, hey, you do this stuff already. All the gyms just shut down. Can you teach something online? And so I rolled up my sleeves and like, yeah, I have some tools. I know how to create a Facebook event. I was creating Canva graphics already. I had built an online community. And so I started teaching boot camps at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every single day during COVID. And I ended up training men, women, dance camps, cheer camps, running camps. I was a babysitter for many people, right? And so it's through the ability to create not only freedom in my schedule to build a business that I don't have to vacation from, but it's freedom of the joy that I get from giving the impact and the service that I deliver, and then the community that I've been able to cultivate, right? So the community and the collaboration paired with the service, and then the skills and experience that I hold, putting all of those loves and passions and skills and strengths together to cultivate an experience, to be able to help serve others. I believe that that is true freedom. Now, if I can be in full alignment, like everyone's like, Crystal, you have so much energy. How do you do what you do? I am so aligned in the purpose and the passion that I have. And I've been able to collaborate with other amazing, incredible people. That phone call when the gym shut down, It was through communication and collaboration and relationships that people knew that I had these skills, that I was able to serve in the whole country during a pandemic, during a global pandemic. And now we're in 3 countries. It's a global brand since then. And we have grown exponentially in the Cruise Beyond Limits world. And so I just want to share here today my 3 tips because it's always about collaboration. So I'll tell you, when I first started building my business, people were like, you got to get to know your competition, follow the competition. I'm like, the only competition I have is myself. I know my vision and I have to put it all together. Right. And so no one can do what I do uniquely the way that I do it. Right. So I'm my only competition. So what do I need to do? I need to collaborate with other people. So I am in an abundance mindset to be able to collaborate with other businesses, other entrepreneurs, even other fitness entrepreneurs in my space. And so I say this from a business lens, but think about this, even in your life and in your friendships, or maybe in your community. So if maybe you're not a business owner, but maybe you're a manager, or maybe you're a community leader, or maybe you just want more zest in your life and more deeper relationships. This is still for you, even though if you don't have a business. Okay. So I want to hear from you. What is your definition of freedom? All right. So when you think about freedom, is it finances? Is it like alignment? Is it energy? Is it family? Is it the ability to travel? Is it being able to buy whatever you want? Is it the ability to pick up and go? Is it buying the red bottom shoes or that nice house or that Louis Vuitton bag? I'm still in pursuit of that. Or is it, that nice car that your dream car? So I teach vision board workshops, and I always love to see the things that people really aspire to buy, right? So through that financial freedom, they're able to achieve a level of maybe success or status that they're going after. And so freedom to me, I feel like is a feeling, but it's almost like a reaction or a response to a set of actions, right? So I say I teach vision board workshops, right? I facilitate workshops for businesses, for teams, for organizations, and for my coaching clients as well. And so we set ourselves up for success by envisioning what it is we want to achieve. Like, what does success mean to us? What do we want to achieve? And then what is the feeling and the emotion behind it? And I'll tell you, this is why I came up with Freedom Friday too, because many times people want that white picket fence. They want the nice car. They want the fancy clothes. They want the fancy shoes. But it's really hard to get there. It's like they want the end result, but then it gets overwhelming when the work comes into play, right? And so when the hard work comes and the discipline needs to be put into place and the consistency to keep showing up when it's hard, when you're tired, when you get closed doors. And so what I love to do is help my clients sink in the emotion, right? The emotion of what freedom is going to be like. Because if we sink that in and we are so deeply rooted to our values and the emotion and the freedom that we truly want, we're going to pierce through. We're going to be so much more unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable. So knowing that emotion of why you're doing what you're doing and what freedom is to you, because typically the carrot at the end of the stick is freedom, right? Is it financial freedom? Is it freedom to have more time, freedom to have more family time, freedom to travel more? I already went over a lot of these examples, but hopefully you're putting some things in perspective of like, okay, what do I really want for my life? And what is the emotion? Because when times get tough, we have to stick to that. And so for me right now in my business, I am having some challenges, right? I'm having some challenges. I'm growing in my business. I'm building a team. I am growing globally. I am getting a bigger platform to be able to share the message of the Cruise Beyond Limits way. I am getting more contracts with other organizations to be able to do leadership workshops. all over the world, right? And so I host retreats in Costa Rica. So, side note, I still have a couple spots and I'm collecting sponsorships to send female veterans and military spouses to this experience. So, if you're a business or someone that is in the space to be able to support someone else to attend that maybe might not be able to attend financially, please send me a message. Let's connect because these collaborations bring more freedom to the people that we need to serve, the people that need these resources the most. And so the challenges that I have, I don't stop. I don't quit because I am so deeply connected to the vision and the mission and the freedom that I'm working for. The financial freedom, the freedom to have more time with my husband and my family, the freedom to be able to travel, right? And be able to move anywhere and be able to impact people all over the world. My bags are always packed. I'm constantly traveling to speak on stages, to teach workshops, to learn and develop myself and my team. I took some of my team to um, Chicago last month for the Rainmaker conference, business conference in Chicago with Bill Walsh and the Rainmaker team. Incredible opportunity. So I continue to develop not only myself and my team, but I collaborate with other entrepreneurs and other people to help gain that potential freedom, right? We're all going towards this feeling, this end result. And so it might be different for everyone, and it might change in your seasons of life. But I want to offer you 3 reasons why we need to really get outside our own network, our own box, and maybe our own household, maybe our own bedroom. I work from home, like this is my home office, right? So get out there. And I want to give you 3 reasons today. If you haven't caught my reasons already, I want to give you 3 more tangible reasons. Because this freedom and if you follow these steps, I want to share with you the things that are working for me because everyone's like, Crystal, how do you do so much? You're building in this crazy empire. And I shared with my team my mind map. It's on the wall over there. I won't grab it, but it's a wild web, right? I've built a whole suite of programs and offerings and ways that I'm able to serve clients in many different ways all over the world. So it's not just one thing. And so what I find is that sometimes it can be really overwhelming. So we get in community and we connect. And so when we think about collaborating and connecting outside of our comfort zone, outside of our network, we need to put our dreams and goals out there. All right. So for me, like freedom is the flexibility to grow in abundance, the flexibility to grow with abundance. All right. So I went from working full time. I was working full time, going to school full time for under my undergrad and my master's degree. I went to school full time and worked full time. And then after 2009, 2008, 2009, I went active duty in the military. And so for almost 10 years, I was full time in the military, earning a regular paycheck. So up until the time that I moved away 6 years ago with my husband, he got orders. He's also in the military. So he got orders. We moved away. We had like 2 or 3 months notice. And then we had to pivot. And so I didn't have financial freedom anymore. I didn't have the freedom of the paycheck every 1st and 15th. So I had to really work on this mindset. When I started my business, I haven't gotten a regular paycheck. And so this brings up a lot of challenges with regards to our mindset. And so I have had to work a lot on like a scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset. And I don't have a whole lot of time to go into that here today. Maybe we'll really focus on that in a future date. But just put that in your head. Like, are you working towards an abundance mindset? Are you feeling like there is enough out there for you and there are enough people out there that will support you and you're willing to do what it takes to find those people? Or are we telling ourselves a story that, no, I don't think I can do this. I need a paycheck. I've had to work on this a lot and asking for people to invest in my business, for people to invest in me, for people to invest in my clients as sponsors and scholarships. This is a difficult conversation if you're in a scarcity mindset. So, where we collaborate, we are in an abundance mindset. There's no competition. It's how can we strategically align ourselves to be able to provide the flexibility and the freedom, but also the growth opportunity in an abundant way. So, the there's always someone everywhere you go that they're like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but maybe you have. For you ladies out there, you've had some mean girls. They're like, no, we're not inviting that girl because she's blah, 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 blah. Right. Or I'm not going to be friends with her. I'm not going to, or no, I'm not going to do business with this person because blah, 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 blah. And I say blah, 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 because we tend to fill the space without actually being open to the opportunity for what could be. If you were to hop on a call with that person, if you were to spend a little, more than 5 minutes with that person, and you hunt for the good stuff, you hunt for the things that you can connect with those other people with to find ways to collaborate and leverage your strengths as opportunities to grow in that relationship. And I've had a very diverse background, so maybe it comes a little bit easier for me, but I get very strategic and I get very creative when I get to learn about other people's strengths and then maybe some of their opportunities or blind spots. I get to say, okay, how can I be of service in this relationship, in this collaboration? To be able to say, okay, how can we work together? How can we continue to cultivate this relationship? I was on a call yesterday with a woman who was she does essential oils. And she's like, oh, I want to start this business, but I'm really not sure if this is going to be a thing. I don't know if people are going to buy it. And I'm like, whoa, I actually teach emotional intelligence. I facilitate emotional intelligence, emotions, and aromatherapy. I have my aromatherapy. And then I also have my roller. Like, there's a psychological connection to aroma and how our brain and our body functions, right? So, like, hey, let's partner. Maybe there's something we can do. So, tip number one, you can amplify your resources by collaborating your expertise. So, this might be in a friendship, this might be at work, this might be in your household. Like, instead of expecting everyone to read your mind, why don't you have a conversation around, hey, here's my strengths, here's your strengths, here's how we can work together. And if we go with the intent of the mission of collaborating and then backwards planning from there, I think we can kind of take a step back from the relationship and say, okay, without our egos, without the competition, what can we really do? And I think this is so powerful. And you never know what skills or knowledge you're going to be able to uncover. So, for those of you who don't know, I was just crowned, I'm going to say crowned, the AMC Association for Military Spouse Entrepreneur of the Year, Military Spouse Entrepreneur of the Year Award. So, I'm very proud and honored to be selected for this year, and it's the very first time they've done this award, and I am the honored military spouse entrepreneur. So I got on a call with the founder, Moni Jefferson. She's amazing. She's an incredible woman. I've been a huge fan for years. And today was the first day that we were actually able to hop on a call and connect. And we found so much synergy in the ways that we both do business and build our global brand and build our communities. And now we're going to be able to amplify our resources, collaborate in a space to be able to level up both of our communities. And this is so beautiful because we're going to be able to expand our business offerings on how we serve our communities and be able to learn from each other. Like we passed information back and forth in this conversation. And this is so beautiful. It's like, no, we both have a community. We both want to serve the women and the spouses in our community. Like, why not? What can we do? And I think this is so beautiful. So, step number one, you might be able to amplify your resources and your expertise just by getting around other people, even the ones that are in your area, maybe that are just like you. Maybe they're doing the same thing as you. You might be able to share resources and collaborate in ways that you never imagined. So, number two, the second reason to collaborate and having that abundance mindset is to broaden your network. Now, the cliche, the thing that everyone always says is that your network is your net worth. And if financial freedom is of if that resonates with you, then your net worth should kind of come to mind, right? And what happens when our network is small and we're thinking small? We might be playing small. And if we are in a competition and we're stuck in our ego and we think we have to do it all, and we are the best thing since sliced bread, and we just everyone's just going to arrive and come to us with all of the opportunities and friendships and collaborations and partnerships. It doesn't work that way. So you need to be intentional with your networking. And the follow-up, like everyone says, the fruit is in the follow-up, right? I've really been intentional with this in the last year, is really being able to follow up. Like, okay, so let me show you. These are business cards from people that I've connected with at different in-person events. And I know some of y'all are like, business cards, they're digital business cards now, but these are reminders, right? So I believe that physical business cards are still a thing, because they may end up in the garbage, maybe, or the recycle bin or whatever, or on the floor in the bathroom. But they could also be a great reminder of someone that you want to follow up with. Like, oh, where was that? And I don't know about y'all, but I have 7,000 connections in my phone. And I'm like, ooh, what do I search for? Who do I search for? But if I can see their picture and I write some notes, like, where did I meet them from? This woman, I met her at a NABO event. So shout out to Nakia. I know I met her at a NABO event. Being able to follow up and broaden your network and just connect with people after the event, after the hype of everything, and after you've exchanged cards, and maybe it was like a speed networking event. You never know when you actually get on a call with people what other opportunities. Go back to step one, amplifying your resources, right? So I know it's kind of scary to put yourself out there sometimes, especially some people that aren't as comfortable networking, or maybe you're more introverted. So there's ways that you can kind of get yourself outside your comfort zone. Maybe set a goal to reach out to one person a week and say, you know what, okay, maybe I want to pick one networking event that I'm going to go to and make at least one connection each month, right? Or maybe once a week. So set some intentions to broaden your network. And then also time block the follow-up. So I was on I'm a speaker. So I was on Speakers Playhouse. Shout out to Speakers Playhouse. Incredible network. If you're an aspiring speaker, you love to be on podcasts, or you have a stage, send me a message. I'd love to connect to a Speakers Playhouse. So much fun. It's every Thursday at 1:00, and it's the best 90 minutes ever. So anyways, I was able to connect with 4 different people yesterday in less than an hour. And I've already had calls with 2 of them literally since yesterday. So it's the power of this network to be able to, I've got invited to be on another podcast. It's endless, but you have to put the work in, right? So you have to be willing to open yourself up to the opportunity, right? And then and this is great practice. Get the reps in of sharing your dreams and goals and saying, you know what, here's what I'm good at. Here's where I need some help. And how can we leverage our strengths to work together? So powerful. Now, maybe you don't own a business. Maybe you're not out there networking, but maybe you're in a sales role, or maybe you're working at a business, at a company. How can you implement these strategies to deepen relationships and maybe go after that next promotion? or network your way into a great volunteer opportunity, or maybe a position on a board, or maybe being able to give back and in service and do some community service work, right? So I think this energy and this freedom comes from the passion and the alignment of the things that bring you joy, right? The things that are lighting you on fire. And so, yes, it comes with fitness and your proper mindset and nutrition and your sleep and your hydration, right? I'm a fitness coach too. So, like, this energy comes from that alignment too. That's fitness freedom, right? So, if you need help with fitness freedom, make sure you DM me or post in the comments, fitness freedom, I need help. The first step is to broaden your network, reach out, ask for help, tell other people what you're working on. Get vulnerable. Don't try to be further along than you are. Don't try to be someone you're not. And that is so powerful. I believe that's freedom. You can walk into any room. I say no fancy studio. I have a couple like there's 1, 2, 3, right? 3 bullets with a couple ideas that I want to make sure. Other than that, I literally can walk into any room with a set of 3 bullets and I can talk to you for 6 hours or 30 minutes or 4 minutes, right? So because I'm in alignment in the pursuit of the purpose and the passion that sets me on fire. So this is freedom of being authentic and sharing from the heart and being able to pivot in any room. So your energy arrives before you do. Whether you walk in a room or you send an email, or maybe you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, wherever you're listening and tuning in from, your energy, your body language, people can read through that. They can see. They see if you're genuine. They see if you're authentic. They see if you're BSing. And this is freedom. When you can walk into any space and just be like, yep, here I am. That's freedom. And then the more vulnerable and the more authentic you are as a leader and recognizing this alignment and this freedom in yourself, and this comes from fitness freedom too. Fitness freedom brings confidence. So when you feel good about yourself in your body and in your skin, you can walk into a room a little bit more confident. And you're going to be able to set boundaries and stand up for yourself in ways that you never imagined. And so I've had to do a lot of this work because I didn't always have the confidence. Some of y'all might be like, yeah, right, you're crazy. I'm telling you, I swear to you, there were my book's about to come out at the end of this month, August 27th, on my birthday. You'll see some of you'll read some of the stories. I wasn't always this confident. I had to do a lot of work. And this is why I love to help other people shorten that time period of that self-doubt and that blame and that shame and that guilt and that inability to stand up for yourself. So broaden your network, get out there, get confident, focus on your freedom, your authentic voice, your confidence, your fitness freedom, and just be you. That's freedom. Okay. And the more you do that in the spaces that you go to, some people aren't going to like it. Some people are like, whoa, what is that? Why can't you just be like, fit in? No, I'm done. I'm done fitting in. I'm done falling in line. I'm going to be me, right? Authentically me, tactfully, and adapt to the situation and obviously the environment that I'm in. I'm always going to be kind and loving and with a good heart and from my set of values. But I'm going to be me. And that allows and empowers other people to be them too. And maybe this is you. Maybe you've been covering up pieces of you. Maybe you haven't felt that freedom, the freedom to speak up, the freedom to set the boundaries, the freedom to have the fitness freedom and the confidence. Send me a message if you need support in this area. Let me know. Open yourself up for the opportunity. I have tools, I have resources. This is what I do. So, okay. So tip number one, reason number one, rather, amplify your resources, collaborate over competition in abundance. So how can you broaden your network? Amplify your resources, broaden your network. Who's missing? Do you need a coach? Do you need a mentor? Do you need support? Do you need more friends? Do you need deeper, more meaningful relationships? You can practice this freedom, practice this confidence and these skills with a new network. You never know what's possible. Speaking of knowing what's possible and open for opportunity, reason number 3 to collaborate. You can get more creative and innovative. I'll tell you, I've been working from a spare bedroom for the last 6 years in business, building an online business. And I'll tell you, I'm pretty creative. I'm pretty innovative. I like to think that I'm a very strategic, they call me a people strategist for a reason. I'm very strategic and high level. And I feel like I'm very good at finding inefficiencies, and I'm very process driven. So I take this high level strategic approach to problems, and then I chunk it down, organize it, and then I spit out an effective product, right? So that's how I've been able to build curriculum for my coaching business and my consulting work. That's how I built the 6-day all-inclusive retreat curriculum. It's a 6-day coaching experience. It's a transformational experience in a mansion on the top of a mountain in Costa Rica. It's a personal growth experience. So I'm able to take this journey that we take our clients through. And so I like to think that I'm pretty innovative. I'm pretty creative. And I'm very strategic, right? But I'm just me. And I'm one voice, one heart, one mind. And yes, I may have this vision and I might be really good at putting it into a workbook. Where the heck's my workbook? So I created a workbook for it. So there's the 6-day coaching curriculum. There's the overlook here. Could be Unlimited Pura Vida. It's in Costa Rica. Put your name there. So it's a 6-day full coaching curriculum with activities to help take you through the experience. So now I didn't do this alone, right? So when I get into community and I beta test things, I ask for feedback. So being around other people, asking for feedback, getting help with edits, getting help with improving the systems and resources, like I use my team to be able to do that. And I'm like, hey, I need you to poke holes in this. I need you to tell me what's happening so we can be more creative and more innovative for lasting change. So I love to bring fresh ideas into our community, into our network. I'm always asking for feedback to be able to level up. So we have a lot of things happening in the Cruise Beyond Limits world, some new programs launching next year. So I'm super excited. We're going to be doing more in-person events and workshops. So stay tuned for that. You're going to want to get into the free community. And I'll drop the link if you don't have it. But it is a free Facebook community where you'll get all access to not only these lives, but other inspiration. You get special events, special workshops, certain workouts, sometimes workouts for free, and you'll get VIP access and first access to some of the events that are coming. And sometimes I do giveaways and contests and scholarships. So you're definitely going to want to be in the free Health is Wealth community. So if you're not a member of that, please, please, please send me a message. I'm happy to get you the link, get you in there. Okay. So this is where you'll be able to network with other people. So it's called the Health is Wealth Network for Busy People. Okay. So we all want to feel healthier, hopefully want to feel healthy and happy. Right? I don't know anyone that wakes up every day and says, I want to be miserable and unhealthy and out of shape. Pretty sure no one says that. Maybe you do. If you do, please send me a message because there's a lot of work we need to do. Okay. Or get some help, professional help. So when we get in community like this, we can be so much more innovative and creative and be able to level up in ways that we never imagined. Because we're a compilation of all of our experience, and we go and grow through life through the lens in which we see it, right? And so when we get in community with other people, that is magical, because other people were like, hey, I was in this experience, maybe you try this. I'll tell you, one of my teammates, she's a peer counselor for women in recovery. And so I'm actually partnering with her. She's going to start to do some change management and some really good workshops in our community. So we're going to be able to level up even more by leveraging our strengths. I also have Tammy on my network. She is the productive entrepreneur. She actually has a co-working session right after this at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be there, so I'll drop the link to that too. She does them every Friday at 1 p.m. The first one is free, and then you can drop into her monthly membership to attend multiple events and workshops. But she's a part of my team as well to help keep me accountable. Gosh, I have big lofty goals. And if you saw my mind map and all the things that are happening, we're not meant to do this alone, but we have to get in community to be able to be creative and innovative, and to be able to meet not only ourselves, but the people that we need to impact, meet them wherever they're at, and create a lasting impression and a lasting journey with us. So maybe you're in business, or maybe you're a mama, maybe you're a manager. What is your legacy? And how are you leaving each room, every opportunity, every conversation? I do this exercise in a lot of my leadership workshops. So who brings out the best in you and who brings out the worst in you? And if you were to leave, like every single conversation, every single interaction, you have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression of bringing out the best in someone, putting a smile on their face and empowering them, or really triggering them and leaving them with a negative emotion or a low vibration, right? By your words and by the impact that you make. So what is the legacy that you're leaving? And when you leave the room, how do people speak about you? What is the impact and the legacy that you're creating? And so really what I want you to focus on is like, what is your impact and what is that legacy? So how are you going to get there? Like, I'm on a mission to help empower every woman on the planet put themselves and their health first for just 34 minutes a day to reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. So that's my mission every single day. Everything I do surrounds that. That's the lasting impression. When you think of Cruise Beyond Limits, I want you to think of emotional and physical wellness, positivity and mindset, supportive and inclusive community, and the 34-minute mindset, right? It's fitness, mindset, community. 34 minutes. Yes, busy. We're all busy. But what we prioritize is what we're going to be successful at when we show up consistently in the pursuit of what's setting our soul on fire to create the legacy that we want to leave, to create the impact that we want to leave. So I want to empower you to figure out what that is for you. And if you have questions and if you're not sure where to start, please send me a message. Just hop on a call. I'll help you get there, at least give you the tools to ignite your fire or connect you with someone that can. So if you go to my website, it's crystaloracruz.com/book. I have several, you can book a call with me there. But I would just empower you to reach outside your network, reach outside your comfort zone, get outside your house, go to a coffee shop, go to a networking event, pick up the phone, send an email, send a message here on LinkedIn, send a message on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're tuning in from. Send me a message, reach out. You never know what's possible. Okay, we're able to collaborate in ways that you never knew. So I hope this message lands with you. I want to hear from you if you have any questions, comments, if you need support in any area. If you're catching this live, make sure you say #live. If you're catching this on replay, say #replay so that I can cheer you on and support you and answer any questions that you have. So I will continue to engage in the comments. I'll drop some links below as well. Remember, You are so much stronger than you think, and we're not meant to do life alone. It can feel very lonely at times, especially if you're going after big, audacious, bodacious goals. So get out there and collaborate. Your network is your net worth. We need to amplify our resources. We need to get together in community. We need to be vulnerable and authentic and ask for help. We need to be innovative and creative in the ways that we work together and be open for the opportunity, because you never know what could be possible. So with that, I'm going to land here, close this session for today. Welcome again to Freedom Friday. If you need support, please book a call with me. I'd love to connect with you, see how I can support you. If you or your business is able to help sponsor a female veteran or military spouse to attend any of the retreats or the events that are coming up, I do have one coming up in September. Or if you're interested in attending, please send me a message. I'll get the details to you and we'll be able to collaborate, and you never know what's possible. So I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend and go cruise beyond limits. Cheers.